Today's topic is another important one and something that I love. Um, it's something that my own kids have used to invest in their investment accounts, and they are both under 10 years old. So my son started when he was 7. Um, Nahid Kenny. Okay. Okay, so basically, it's a really important topic, and I want you guys to be paying attention. Um, I know a lot of people think that this is something that is unattainable, but I'm going to show you I'm very excited. So let's start. I'm going to do something very different today. I privately consult with Muslim families, and this is something I have done for my private clients. But I thought that instead of mindlessly delivering information, um, let's do something. A story behind this is that I have a massage therapist for the past 10 plus years. And when I began with her, I just had my first kid. Um, and it was so strange. I've never experienced this before. And guys can go ahead and type in the chat box that this massage therapist, her name is Claire. She's Baltimore based. And she told me to close my eyes. She closed her eyes and she was like, I want you to tell me what is your intention for me to do for you today. And I told her I had sciatic nerve pain, which is pain along the side of the leg. And I told her that I want to get rid of this and I want you to help me do this. And inside of me, I thought it was really, really strange of her to for her to say this, because I thought that at that time, I thought it was really woo woo. Um, you will not believe it that she started with this session, and she's not the cheapest person, and not the most accessible person to get an appointment with. She's really busy and she's on the expensive side. And I wasn't expecting much, but for some reason, my pain started getting better. I went to so many massage therapists, and every time to this date, so I've never mentioned this to her personally, but this is the power of intention. I am 100% sure that she is, I don't know what it is about it, but our deen also talks about intentions. So I want you guys to close your eyes and I want you to think about what do you want from this class. This is extremely important because you will get out of this class what you want. I want you guys to share it. If you're not comfortable sharing it, let me know. And so I will begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. If you guys don't know me, my name is Dr. Miral Azam Khalil. I have been investing since I was 15 years old, and I began with a gold coin. And now, after 21 years, I've made all sorts of mistakes, and I want all Muslim women to begin investing and understand the power of investing. I started my consulting business rooted in Surat Al Asr. Remember, I was impressed by a non Muslim Jewish woman, and then I looked into my religion and I found that the Prophet ﷺ has a whole hadith on how um, actions are determined by their intentions. And so my intentions are rooted in Surat Al Asr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that all humanity is in loss except for people who are advising others to goodness and are advising other people to patience. So I am making an intention that whatever I'm teaching to you, if it's beneficial to you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps it stick into your mind. I hope to put a seed in your mind, a seed in your heart, and I hope it grows. And if it's not beneficial to you, I hope it washes over you. So let's begin. I hope you guys have made the intention. There is a poll that I have shared in the class. It's extremely important that we participate, and it also allows me to understand how can I help you. So if you see, it's already been shared. If you guys can go ahead and share an answer, what is the biggest block when it comes to investing to create wealth? It's really appreciated, and I'm going to address this as we take classes, as we get to know each other. So please go ahead and fill the poll and let's begin. Okay, so mindset is extremely important. Why? Because money is a topic that women are not, don't talk about it as often as men do. And so I want to tell you guys that history celebrates action despite hardship. When I began investing, I was a laughing stock. I told people that I began investing with a gold coin. Nobody was impressed. People thought of me that this is a joke. I am a medical student. Why do I keep talking about investing? That is because I had a family culture of investing. And I'm not going to go into the details. I wasn't born in a very wealthy family. In fact, my parents went from paycheck to paycheck, but it's deeper than that. And that's for another time. But there was a culture that my parents spoke to us about budgeting and investing, and they had negative connotations to it. So I knew that investing was the way, but I had to separate myself from the scarcity mindset that my parents unfortunately had. Anyway, I learned from everyone. Um, I would pay initially for a very long time. I made a lot of mistakes because I was trying to take the free path. I didn't have a lot of money. And but I learned from everyone. And I want you guys to think about the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, where he's telling us that the word of wisdom is the lost property of a believer. Wherever he finds it, he is most worthy of it. So why am I saying all of these things? Why am I not jumping into the topic? There is a lot of mindset that plays into our journey, into our destiny. It takes intentional focus and belief in yourself. Because remember, I just told you, people made fun of me. They told me to stay in my lane. And if I would have listened to them, and if I would have not believed in me, if I would have looked at my family, and there was nobody who was wealthy, I would never have achieved financial freedom. You have to believe in yourself. You have to cheerlead yourself, and then your religion is teaching you to pick up wisdom from anywhere and anyone. And so don't let anybody scare you into this, that stay your lane, this is not for you, you can never do this. You have to have belief in yourself, and you have to show up for yourself. All right. And Iqra, I'm not going to go over this, but reading is the only thing that I did. And I can confidently say that it has made me a very successful investor. And by default, because my husband picked me as a life partner, it has made him it has made him wealthy as well. So remember, again, picking your partner is a huge deal, because it is going to affect your destiny. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's a really deep topic, but at the forefront of it, you guys need to take accountability. So reading, um, and the ability to study, the ability to learn things by myself was the key factor in how I made good decisions, bad decisions, whatever decisions, but I failed forward. Instead of thinking I can never do this, I just kept going. So this is the story of an everyday person. I had a customer or a client or who was, referred to me in 2017. The lady was in her 60s. She was not even of the same ethnicity as me, and she calls me and she's like, I've heard of you. you know I have very little money, I've never worked in my life, and I want to invest for my unborn grandchild. So I told her that, what do you want to invest? How much do you want to invest? So this is where people are checking, the advisor. She said, I have just $10 or less than that. And my second question was, instead of telling her this cannot work and I cannot help you, I told her, if can you in fact I asked her, can you invest this money every single month, And she told me she was actually shocked. She was taken aback. She thought I'm gonna, just let her go. And she would get over this thing that I tried and I failed. This is what we want to do, right? We want to try quickly, and our brain wants to convince us this is not going to work for you. You're going to see this is not going to work for you. So she was literally shocked. And so I want to show you something that I showed her, and something that changed not only her but her family as well. That child is 6 years old, and that child is on their way to becoming a millionaire by the time she retires. She can also retire early just because her grandmother had the sense to start investing when she was born. There's a point that I want to make, and I want to encourage you guys that it doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is that can you consistently put something towards your investments? Time is the biggest factor. Being rich, being wealthy, having a lot of money does not dictate anything if that money is lying in a checkings account somewhere, not being invested. Cash is not king. That is what my husband told me when I married him. Investing is king. If you are not a celebrity, you are never going to save enough money to retire as a millionaire. Except for professional jobs, even then, everybody who is wealthy right now or is on track to change the financial trajectory of their kids, their family, themselves, is investing. It doesn't matter if they're not investing in the stock market. I promise you they are investing somewhere. Gold, a real estate, farmland. There are so many avenues. Startups. I'm sure if you guys have heard of venture capital, that's where rich people are funding new projects. So people are investing. There is no way around it. Even Bill Gates is investing, and he is one of the biggest investor in the US farmland. So just go figure. That man is rich enough that he doesn't need to invest. But if he's investing, we should take a page from his book and we should be investing as well. So let's start. Can you guys see this chart? Or do you want me to make it a bit bigger? Are you able to see this? So so she started investing initially. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Is this better? I don't know how to make it bigger than this. I've disappeared so that the so initially, Adila, I don't know what to do. Maybe you guys can make it bigger on your screen somehow, magnify it. So her initial investment was $10. And I told her that if she keeps investing $10 every single month without a fault, with an interest rate of 8%. Now, I'm going to stop here again, and I'm going to tell you something that people are scared of investing in the stock market and they don't understand this terminology. This thing right here, which says estimated interest rate, it's the graph on your left side. This is not the interest that is haram in Islam. This interest is typically an investment in a company becomes more profitable over time, assuming that the company is becoming more profitable over time. All right, guys, this is what this interest rate means. If this was not the case, the halal sharia S&P 500, which is an index fund on the stock market, would not exist if this was the interest rate that is not allowed in Islam. The interest that is not allowed in Islam, which is called riba, is the interest that is guaranteed. This interest rate goes up and down. The stock market it does not work in a linear fashion. So there is no guarantee that you are going to get this return every single year. This is how it works. Some years it's going to be down by 25%. Some years it's going to be up by 30%. If you average the return over a decade or a couple of years, it's going to come out to be 8%. There's going to be an increase of 8% in your investments over time. So I told her that by the time she's 20, she will have $5,500. Now, this does not look impressive, right? It looks like nothing. Your contribution is 2,400. The future value is 5,500. So this really bums people that we are going to invest $10 every single month and the investment is only going to grow to 5,500. Forget about it. I'm not interested. I'm just going to check out. But I want you to trust me and go through this presentation and you will have a clear idea of where I am taking you. This is everything is intentional and purposefully situated. So now we are going to grow this $10 to $1 million. So is this big enough, Adila and everyone? I think this is going to be much more easier to see. So if the child who is 20 years old starts making a monthly contribution to the same account that her grandmother started in 2017, remember guys? And she makes a contribution of $300. So she's 20 years now. The retirement age is 60 years. In 40 years, with the same interest rate of 8%, I'm going to call it interest rate, but remember, this is profitability, please. Her total contributions, including her grandmother's original $5,000, is going to be $117,000, and the stock market is going to grow it to $1 million. Okay. This right here, which says year 31 is $500,000, and in the next 10 years, so because we're looking at 40 years, it's going to be $1 million. So this meager $5,000, this meager $10, which is spare change, which nobody cares about, can easily be grown into $1 million by that child because she had a head start. And now you're going to say, oh, she had a head start of $5,000. This is exactly my point. The earlier you start, the easier and more guaranteed it is that your kid or you are going to retire as a millionaire. I'm going to give you access. I'm going to put it in the chat. The reason why I'm not going to put it right now is that I want you guys to pay attention. After the class is over, I am going to put this in the chat. This is a government-based calculator. This is not a calculator that I've made up on my own. It is on a US government's website, and you guys can check it out and play with it. And this is something that really shocked her, And so instead of investing that $10 with me, when I finished my talk with her, her son calls me and says that, Miral, I am willing to invest more money because we understand what you're trying to get at. But remember this, it was not immediate. When she started investing, she had to become a confident investor. She needed to understand that the money invested is much better than the money that is not invested. When she took this news, and this lady was old, she had never worked a day in her life. And so my question to you guys is, before we move on to another example of what spare change can do, Adila, I'm going to speak about it later. Okay? Inshallah. Let's complete this. You guys need to understand that there is power in spare change. And I'm going to go give you more examples of what different things look like. This is something that I absolutely love because, as you can see, it can literally change the financial trajectory of your house or your family within a generation. It is unheard of. There is no way you can make these changes with saving money. All right. So guys, this is the thing. If the child starts investing $300, In 20 years, she is set for life. Okay, let's begin with 50. I have a teen who I work with. He is one of my favorite clients because I have been working with him since he was 9. And his mother impressed me. She's a widow. Um, and so hence she's a single mother. And guys, I get a little emotional because I've known these people, the progress they have made, it's incredible. So I started working with him when he was 9. He's 15 now, mashallah, a couple of years ago. And she said, I have only $50 to invest. And then I told her exactly the same thing. Can you do this every single month? Can you work with me for every single month? Can you spare something every single month? And one thing special about this woman is that she involved her son from the beginning. So she started working with me, and I invited his son to sit in the sessions with her. Remember, he was 9, he was an orphan, and these things are not palatable to the general public because we don't have a culture of involving our kids. We dumb down material for them. Anyway, he began sitting with me, and I asked him, this is, remember this, after we had formed a relationship, I asked him, I was like, can you pitch in with mama? Do you think you can do something to pitch in with mama? The most I think he did was he started selling lemonade. He started tutoring kids. So he in his class, he was an advanced reader, and he asked, I am still so impressed that he used to go to the Sunday school, um, and this is at a church, this is a Muslim family, and he helped his teacher, and he clearly told her that I want to, give me whatever you want, I just have to make we have to make this $50 a month. And so this is the plan we have for them, because she's still a single parent now, alhamdulillah, because he is 15, mashallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make things easy for them. It's really easy for him to come up with $50. He teaches, he tutors, and he is now, um, I think he's teaching at a Code Ninjas center somewhere in Maryland. So in the next 20 years, he is going to have $27,000. Now, this is where I want you guys to pause and think about involving your kids within investing. Involve your kids, guys. It's absolutely important for us to start talking about these things. My kids are really little, and I have no qualms talking to them about investing, and they show a lot of interest in investing. They have minor IRAs, and if they continue on the path, inshallah, they will have their future set, inshallah. And so, again, how far can $50 take you? If he continues contributing $50 for the next 40 years at the interest rate of 8%, which means that the companies that he's investing in become profitable year by year. That's how the market works. He will have $756,000. Please remember, his mother is a minimum wage worker. She is not very educated. And if they are able to change the financial trajectory of their house, guys, you are too. If he contributes obviously more than this money, he will easily cross $1 million, even make it more, because he's a good student, he has a bright career, he has a work ethic, he knows that investing is important. You know what is the best part? I'm going to come live because it's really important for me to look at you guys too. The best part is that he has been now involved in this journey for 6 years, guys. He has a head start. This is education that is not taught in schools, that is not emphasized in colleges, and we have kids with master's degrees and they are unemployed. There are kids who were forced into professions, and we are all guilty of that as a culture, as a society, and they are not allowed to live in their gifts. Why? Because we as parents fear that they are not going to be able to make a living with this. But what if we were to teach them financial literacy and tell them that whatever profession you choose, I don't care if your kid is a TikToker, I don't care. And this is weird because I deal with kids, I'm a physician. Even though I have a graduate degree, I still feel working with kids that not college is not for everyone, and you really need to tap into financial literacy to see and open a world of opportunities for yourself and for your kids instead of boxing people. They should live in their gifts. They should be living in their gifts from day one. And I promise you, money follows excellence. There is a reason why reviews are important, right? If there is a plumber who is, plumbing is really expensive. I had my sink blocked the other day. The plumber came, he literally fixed it. I think he took 10-15 minutes. The guy charged me $500. I don't know even if medicine makes this kind of money except for neurosurgeons. Plumbers are rich. The man that I bought this house from has a painting company. A painting company, is a painter, and he has contracts with the government. He painted the White House during the last regime. Um, Anybody can live in their gift if they know the basics of financial literacy, and if you give them the confidence that if they are the best, if they are excellent at what they do, money is going to follow. Okay, so $50 over time can change the financial trajectory of your life. This is a quote that I absolutely love. um, I am not a big fan of male investors just because they're always discouraging or they're condescending towards women investors or women in finance in general. But this is what is really applicable because we underestimate the power of investing consistently small amounts of money. So Warren Buffett, who is the titan of investing, was asked that you have such a straightforward philosophy of investing. It's open and it's not a secret. It's not a secret recipe. He said, nobody wants to get rich slowly. So people are like, we're either going to get rich right after this class ends or we're not going to try at all. Isn't this our philosophy of life? We want it right now, which Amazon has aggravated. Same day delivery. Life does not have same day delivery. All the athletes, the celebrities, the people that we love, that we like to look at, the actors, anybody, sports figures, they have at least 10,000 hours of practice under their belt, and over the over this time span of their careers, they only become better and better and better. I promise you, nobody came with all this knowledge, with all the finesse right out of their mother's womb. And so we want this for our kids, right? We want them to persevere. This is a really important thing in investing, but we don't show them how to persevere. If you guys are, if I am not a good example of slow and steady, every single day I say my namaz, every single day I say my askar, every single month I put this money towards investing, I'm not setting a live example. And unfortunately, kids follow what you do, they are not going to follow what you say. My kids got involved in investing, and I had um, that single mother's son involved in investing because I know it has to become a family culture for you to not only create wealth but also preserve wealth. Okay, again, let's spotlight this. So now, I mean, we've seen this, right? If he chooses to retire as a millionaire, he can simply keep investing $50 for the next 40 years, and this meagerly $27,000 is going to turn into $1 million. So guys, it's extremely powerful. Let me show you the previous slide. $50 for the past 40 years. Okay, so I mean, I hope you guys are looking at your total contribution is going to be $88,000, and the market, the effect of the market is going to change it into $1 million. Please tell me of any legal way you can save $1 million if you are an average earning person. Wealth is not for everyone. We are living in a $1 trillion economy, and it is the perfection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you were born and then you came to this country, or you were born in this country. You are not here purposelessly. So I'm trying to show you the power of investing. I hope this is bringing hope to you. I hope the $10 example lit a fire in you to take action. Don't underestimate spare change. You have to invest consistently and look at the results. And I'm going to share the website with you soon. So now my question is, do you guys think you can spare $10 a month? Do you guys think you can start sparing this kind of money and start investing? I really want you guys to think about it. I want Adila, Amber, Farida, Nahid, Kurutulain, Zara. Guys, do you think you can, invest $10 a month? Do you think it's doable? I mean, talk to me, guys. Tell me. Let's look at the polls and see what you guys have been polling. So I have 4 people who answered the poll. Guys, whoever is new, could you please go ahead and answer the poll? What is your biggest block when it comes to investing? It really, really helps me understand you guys' it helps me help you, honestly. If I know what is blocking you, I can really hone in and I can speak to that topic. Okay, there are 2 people who have not, or somebody who has not done it, but that's fine. Zara, it's in the, it should be in the chat. Is it not in the chat? Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, if you can spare $10 a month, do you see it as being doable? And obviously, before going, I'm going to give you guys, this is the website, investor.gov. It's a US government's website. You guys are more than welcome to go and visit it. Once you go there, you go to financial tools and calculators. Let me show you. Do you guys want me to share my screen and show you how to use this thing really quickly? If you guys have time, I can show it to you within a minute. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen so that you guys know that I did not make this thing up. This is a US government website. This is not a calculator that I sell. This is not a calculator that I make. This is something that is official. Can you see? Okay. Where are you guys? Give me just a second. Okay. Can you see my screen, guys? Okay, perfect. So when you go to this website, this is what you're going to click: financial tools and calculators. As you can see, US Securities and Exchange Commission. On the top, it says an official website of the United States government. That just tells you, with this seal and everything, this is not a website that I made. It's important for me to be transparent because remember, the finance sector is full of scam. There are a lot of bad characters out there, and I want us to have a trusting, long relationship where I am able to help you guys. So simply go to the financial tools and calculators, go to the compound interest calculator, and you see this calculator that I absolutely love, and it's so easy to use. So for example, and now I'm going to show you what I am doing for my kids. We invest $500 for these kids, and every single month, monthly contribution is $500. Length of time in years, I don't know, till they're 20. Estimated interest rate, again, 8%. So when people say that when you invest in the stock market, the return is 10%, please remember it's never 10%. You need to subtract 2%, which is inflation. If you guys don't know what is inflation, inflation is simply every single year the cost of living increases. So in 1980, $100,000 was a lot more, and could get you a lot more than $100,000 can get you right in 2023. Okay, simply speaking. So let's see, if I have a baby and in 20 years, what is going to happen to this money? So now look, in 20 years, they're going to have a huge head start. $276,000, 902. Okay. And so now if they continue this for another 40 years, and now the investment has grown to 276,902, 276,902. And if they want to do it till they're 60 years old, the baby's 60. Guys, look at this. This is $7.5 million. I don't know of any other way you can save your money in a single generation and generate this kind of results. Our contribution or their contribution is only going to be $500,000. Remember, spread over 60 years, not spread over today. And the return is going to be $7.5 million. This is absolutely achievable. You can play with it with $100, $10, whatever dollars. I have shown you, um, you know, people starting with $10, guys. And I have shown you people starting with $50. I have shown you the example of a single mother. I have shown you the example of an orphan kid who started at 9. I have shown you the example of a grandmother in her 60s. I mean, the woman had never worked a day in her life. All right. So I don't know about you. I love this calculator. It keeps me on track. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to share the slides again. This is my email, guys. Please get in touch.